What labels did your parents assign to you when you were a kid that maybe you took on and actually believed to be true about yourself? Particularly if you believed it was a negative label, but actually it was maybe one of your best qualities. And then have you ever maybe assigned that same label or even a different label to your own kid and thought it was a bad thing when maybe it was really just as good for your kid to have this quality that has been labeled negatively as it was for you to have the same quality? So here's what happened to me. I grew up being told I was stubborn. It was just a quality that I exhibited. I am stubborn, absolutely. And my mom said to me yesterday, and it absolutely warmed my heart to the core, Désirée always insisted on being Désirée. And that's true. I have always, literally, I will buck the system 6 ways from Sunday before I let someone else control and dominate me and force me into their teeny tiny little box to make me be any way other than who I really am. And I am so fucking proud of that. I have fought hard to be that person. It was what I wanted as a kid anyway, but I was restricted a lot and I didn't yet have the courage. There were moments I found the courage to be like, no, absolutely not, enough of this. And I was often either talked out of it, coerced, convinced, threatened, punished, something that made me do whatever someone else wanted me to do. But then as an adult, I definitely realized, fuck this, I don't have to do what anybody else wants me to do. And if they don't like it, they can go over there and not like it because this is my life and I get to decide. I have a kid who actually yesterday in the same conversation, I was like, oh, they're stubborn like their mother. And a dear friend of mine said, I've never thought of you as stubborn. And it really took me a minute. And he was so kind to say, I've always thought of you as someone who's, I think he said, willing to grow and learn. I'm like, oh, I really am. I'm not stubborn in ways that are hurtful. At least I don't think so. And the thing is, I'm just insisting on getting to be myself. And so is my kid, who I was also describing as stubborn. And I raised my kids literally, intentionally to be themselves, to feel good and comfortable owning who they are and not being forced into anyone's teeny tiny small box, never being made to be anything other than who and what they actually are and want to be, even if someone else doesn't like it, even if someone else isn't comfortable, even if that's me. And so yesterday I got to have a moment where, as I was describing my oldest as stubborn like their mother, I realized, you know what, that is one of their best qualities. And I'm so proud that I raised my kids to be who the fuck they are and not apologize for it to anyone, even if it's me. The thing about stubbornness is it's usually us that's being stubborn when we're calling our kids stubborn. We just want our own way, but because they won't give it to us, we call them stubborn. We've got to stop doing this, parents. If this has been going on in your house, let me show you how we can put a stop to that together and make things more peaceful, easier, more cooperative, and mutually respectful for everyone. There's a link in the comments to book your free consultation. Let's talk.